Let's look at the next part now. The next part is vertical and horizontal lines and how to notice which one is which. All right, so we got vertical lines and horizontal lines. And how do these equations play out to become, or what are they? So let's say I have a y-axis and I have an x-axis. Yeah. Whenever you draw your Cartesian plane, this is known as a Cartesian plane, always label your axes carefully. So y and x. And then from here now, I'm going to draw a few vertical and horizontal lines across each of the axes. So this is going to be, let's say, a line over there, a line over here, and maybe one at the bottom. And I'm going to put some blue lines to show the vertical lines. So let's say I'll run across one here, one over here, and maybe one on this side as well. Now for each of these lines, they're going to be going through specific values on the y-axis and specific values on the x-axis. So this number over here would be 1. This number over here would be 2. And this number over here, let's say, is -2. All right. And then likewise with the blue lines, this is going to be, let's say, 2. This is 6. And let's say this is -7 on the x-axis, right? So those are numbers on the x-axis starting from 0, going plus, going minus in the other direction. If I want to label each of these lines, they will each have a different name. This line here, if you can see, every single value on this line has a changing x value. But the y value is exactly the same all the way throughout. So if I had to choose a random point on this line, for example, let's say I chose this point, and this was -5, the y value will be 2. Or this point, this is, let's say, 4, the y value will be 2. Or this point over here, which is 8, the y value will be 2. So what we're noticing is that the y value is the same. It's where it cuts the y-axis. This line won't be y equals mx plus c. It will be simply y equals 2. This line here will be y equals 1. Because the x values are changing, but the y value is staying constant. So we call this line y equals 1. And this one over here, y equals -2. And then likewise, the vertical lines have x values. Like, let's say this is 6 and 3. This is, at the moment, 6 and 2. This is going to be 6 and 1. This is 6 and 0. And you notice that for each of these, we have the same value 6. Which means that for this line will be called x equals to 6. And this one would be x equals to 2. And this one would be x equals to -7. And those will be the labeling of the lines, right? Or the lines labels. Vertical and horizontal lines and how we label them. All right, just a good idea of that. So if you're given a line and you're asked to, let's say, draw, you could be asked to draw one. Let's say we are told, draw the line y equals to -1 and x equals to 4 on the same axis. So what we do now is quickly sketch an axis, some kind of axis. Let's look for y equals -1. That means we go to the y-axis. It's 0. Go a little bit lower. I'm just sketching this, not drawing to scale. And over here, x equals to 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say it's going to be over here. And then we draw 2 lines in there. All right. So that would be the line y equals 1. And this would be the line x equals to 4. Like that. Okay. So have a look at that, vertical and horizontal lines and how to label them.